Hi, this is Juan from Hueleme, Mucho. Welcome to our channel. Today we're going to be doing my top 20 winter fragrances niche edition for 2023. Hi, welcome to Hueleme Mucho, the channel dedicated to niche fragrances, colognes and perfumes. And today we have a very powerful video for the top 20 fragrances for winter 2023 edition. Of course, this is the niche edition, and we're going to be doing a list that covers a lot of ground. And in terms of, we're going to be covering boozy, citric, energetic, sweet, marvelous, unique kind of fragrances. So this is one of the most demanding videos that I've ever done, because fragrances are going to be you have to focus and understand them. This is one of the most complex videos that I've ever done. So my recommendation is that you buckle up and enjoy the ride. Whenever I do a video like this, people ask me, are you going to do this in a particular order or whatever? And no, I won't. It's true, I won't. But I want to start very clear. My favorite fragrance for winter 2023 is this one. This one is called Oud Dubai, and this is by a brand called Dara Caro. It's a new brand, and it's a Spanish brand that they create the fragrances in Dubai, and they buy the perfumes, they buy the essences, the oils in Europe. And the combination of both worlds, they come out with marvelous fragrances. And this one is something that has grown and has blown my mind. This is a fragrance that the first time you smell it, you realize, of course, there's oud here, so not for everyone, but this is not an typical Indian oud. This is not animalic. This is not barnyardy. This is just has the power, the elegance, and the trustworthiness embedded in the oud. Then you've got a lot of energy that enhances the fragrance with a lot of bergamot. In my opinion, this one has some saffron that gives a hint of difference and an undertone of vanilla that makes you come back over and over again. You want to have the perfect fragrance for trustworthiness. You're a super consultant, lawyer, politic, position, something that people need to trust you, super seller, whatever. This is the one, and this is my favorite of this list. The rest, I love them, of course they're in my list, but if you're going to just watch this 5 first minutes of video, this one is the one that I recommend you start with. Second one, of course, that one was not the only good one, but we've got here Bianco Latte, and this is by Giardino di Toscana, and this is a fragrance that it has been a worldwide bestseller. And this is a fragrance that is very intoxicating. The first time you smell it, it says Bianco Latte, which means milky white, and you expect a white fragrance, lactonic, something like that. And it starts very powerful vanillic note, ultra vanillic, but then it evolves into a whiter, demanding, beautiful fragrance. This is the sandalwood plus the vanilla plus the creaminess. Is just a fragrance that blows your mind. Super bestseller worldwide. If you haven't tried it, then you should run. All of the fragrances I find completely unisex, but I will explain if I find something that is more for women than for men, or more for men than for women. In this case, this one is unisex, hands down. Next one of the most beautiful names in perfumery. This is 100 Silent Ways. This is the X edition by Nishan. And I have to say that the name is fantastic. It's a part of a poem by an Arab poet that it was called Rumi. And he said the poem goes something like this, is that I close my mouth and I talk to you in 100 silent ways. For me, it's like, wow, it's such a beautiful name, but the fragrance doesn't go very far behind, because this is a fragrance that you smell it and it has like a suede vibe, fruity vibe, vanillic vibe, spicy vibe. So it's a very elegant, it's not overly powerful as the Dana Caro one, as the Oud Dubai, but this is just the perfect fragrance for an interview, the perfect fragrance for going to work if you don't have to state that you are the perfect consultant or something like that. But it's a fragrance that invites to confide in you, to trust you. This is a fragrance that I love. It's a fragrance that I really feel at ease wearing it. And if you're ever going to an interview, this should be one of your choices. Next one. For me, one of the top 3 fragrances of Ramon Monegal. This one is called Olé. And I love the combination of notes because this is a fragrance that starts with, dates and pineapple. Then you've got some jasmine and vetiver, patchouli, a lot of musk, a bit. So it's just a fragrance that combines a little bit of everything, a little of magic, and it's a fragrance that whenever you wear it, you are energetic, you're fun, you're sexy, you have everything to just destroy everywhere you go. I mean, the world is going to fall for you wearing this fragrance. For me, this is a fragrance that is completely unisex, and I find that it really suits my skin. I really love it, but when I showed it to my wife that she's got a super soft spot for dates, she said, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. So we have to thank God because, we have to thank my wife that she's allowed me to take this one for doing this video because she didn't want to lend it to me. But that good. I'm talking, I don't trust you with this fragrance anymore. Bring it back as soon as you end this video. That good kind of fragrance. Next one, we've found a lost link among the Lorenzo Pasaglia's fragrances, and this one is called Evo Angel. And this is a fragrance that, Lorenzo Pasaglia, he has like 4 or 5 types of fragrances. He's got the vanillic fragrances, the aquatic fragrances, fruity floral fragrances, and the magic fragrances. This has a little bit of everything, because this one is fruity, floral, ambery, aquatic, but mostly this is a vanillic fragrance. So if you want a vanilla that is super sexy, very versatile for day and for night, and that you are always going to be super successful and it's very unique, this one is the one to go. Normal question that you're going to ask me. I like Vampirum, and which one is better for going out at night? Vampirum is better, but this one doesn't go very far behind. Vampirum for going out at night is a 10, this one is a 9.5. So this one is more for day than Vampirum, and with this one, in this case, this is just a fantastic fragrance to use. Next one is a huge discovery for me in 2023, and it's called Torpe by Tiziana Terenzi. And I love this fragrance because this is a fragrance that it can be understood as one of the most perfect fragrances that I've ever seen, because it's a fragrance that is got a hidden fougere fragrance underneath. Fougere fragrances, they have this structure that is citric, lavender, spicy, vetiver, patchouli, moss, whatever. But this one is not only that, it's creamier, sexier, with more violet, more the spicy vibe, with the citric vibe. It's just a fragrance that has blown my mind. And for me, this is a fragrance that if I didn't have this collection, or if I didn't have Hueleme Mucho, and I didn't have to study so many fragrances, this would have been one of my signature fragrances, because I feel so at ease with this. It's a fragrance that can go all year round for every moment and occasion, mornings, evenings, night outs. It requires a bit of elegance. So this is not a gym fragrance, but it's a fragrance that you can just be more successful than Coca-Cola. I love this one. Next one. This is such a difficult list because, Torpe is a really incredible fragrance, but this is as good as, if not better. This one is called the G-Spot. This is a Point G by Véronique Gabay, and this is a brand that for me is one of the best brands in the world, and Véronique is one of the most special, outstanding people in the world. And if you don't know the brand, if you don't know her, just read about her, read about the brand, because it's unbelievable. Quality, the attention to detail, everything is phenomenal. This one is a Poinget, and it's a G-Spot, and it's a fragrance that starts a lot with iris. It's a beautiful iris that embeds some rose with pink pepper, with some vanilla and an undertone of musk. And this is a fragrance that triggers emotion. That's the Poinget. It's a G-Spot. It's not big, it's not openly seen, but beep, and you're successful. It is just unbelievable. Boom, 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 boom. Next one of the most difficult fragrances of this list. This is a fragrance that it requires time, it requires a bit of patience, and it's not for everyone. But if you like it, it's going to be a love fragrance for you. This one is called Ofu Jing, is the name of opium in Chinese. It's it's a Chinese word that says like poison. It's like white poison or something, like sweet poison or something like that, but it means it's related to opium. So this one is called poppy scent, poppy flowers. It's got some incense, it's got some spices, and this is as if you were embedded into an aura of perversion, of vice, of darkness, and a bit animalic. The notes are very animalic, but once you the first time I smelled it, I thought like but then it just grew into my heart, it grew in my body, and I thought like, wow, this is sexy, this is powerful, this is overwhelming, this is intense, this is one of a kind. Boom. For me, this is a fragrance that's going to be bought much more by men than by women, but I do recommend everyone to try it. It is an experience that is not for everyone, but if you like it, like me, you are going to enjoy the ride. Boom. Next one, from a difficult fragrance to another very difficult fragrance as well, that is called Virtus. Virtus, and it's by Angela Champagne. And it's difficult because the composition is unheard of. This is the most unique fragrance in this collection. And it's a very peculiar interpretation of how unique, what unique means, because this is a fragrance that is like nothing you ever smelled, but no matter what collection you have, this could be in any collection, hands down. How so? Because this is a fragrance that has a little bit of everything, and I mean everything. So what does that mean? This, you smell it and you think, you want flowers, it's got it. You've got fruits, you've got it. You've got greenness like pine or green leaves, you've got it. You want woods, you have it. You've got some cypriol, oud, whatever. So this is a everything fragrance. Whatever you smell, you have it. And it's just like unbelievably attractive. What can I say? This is a must try. And it's a fragrance that the first time I smelled it, I thought, I don't know if I like this one or not. And I'm not sure if I like it or not, but the fun part is that I keep on using it the moment I don't have to try any fragrance, or I keep on using it and using it and using it. This is a go-to fragrance, and it's not a question about liking it or not liking it. It's the amount of times I've used it and how fantastic I feel wearing this. So Virtus is my pick. Now we're going to go to the very sweet, attractive fragrances, and we have to start with Navitus Parfum, and this is Miel Extase, which is the Extase honey, and this is a fragrance that has been done in collaboration between Navitus and my friend Karina Dilone from My Dear Makeup Diary. And this is a fragrance that is so sexy, intoxicating, alluring. This is a night out sexy fragrance. You are completely helpless if you smell something like this. If a woman wears this or if a man wears this, believe me, this is one of the sexiest fragrances that I've ever seen to go out at night. The next two are going to be as dangerous, but I mean, this one is unbelievable. This one is called Miel Extase, so it's honey, it's a lot of honey, it's rum, it's chocolate, it's creamy, it's vanillic, it's intoxicating. This is a kind of, it's boozy, it's got a lot of rum. and you wear this and it's like, what can go wrong? Nothing can go wrong wearing a fragrance like this. Next one, we've got Jupilo, and this is Sugar Rum. Also a fragrance that combines sugar and rum. It starts much more boozy than the previous one, and you smell it and it's as if you had sprayed just rum on your body. But then you've got some orange vibe, some chocolatey vibe, some spicy vibe, and this settles down and it's decadent, alluring, sexy, elegant, and it's a fragrance that, this one is more combat mode kind of fragrance. You go in the middle of the bar, you go in the middle of the dance floor and you're unstoppable. This one is more elegant in a way. So attractive. For me, it's unbelievable. But of course, we had a third one, and it's also, this is from the brand Mayora, and the brand and the fragrance is called Alibaba. And this one is also giving you hints on how this is going to smell like. How so? Because there is an Italian dessert is called baba, and it's an uber sweet combination of fruits, and that some of them are done with alcoholic beverages. Rum, the baba rum is one of the combinations, and this is how it smells like. It starts with that powerful rum, but then the baba explodes, so the rum just goes into a second line, and then you get the rest of the notes coming out, the musk, the vanilla, the everything, and you feel elegant and attractive. This one is, out of the three, the less spectacular, being an absolute 10, but the less spectacular of sorts for going out, but the one that after 2-3 hours is the sexiest in close encounters. You want more impact, you go Miel ESTÁS in terms of space to conquer. You want deadly close up interactions, you go for this one. Next one, we've got probably the only uber masculine fragrance of this collection. I mean, I said all of them are unisex, and I do recommend all of them as unisex, but this one is just for men. And this one is called Apex. This is the parfum. And this is a fougere fragrance. The fougere fragrances I explained before. This one is a fougere fragrance a la Roja Dove. Roja, for me, he's done the best fougere fragrance that I've ever seen, which is a Scandal. And in this case, this is more, the greenness to it is more grapefruit. It's more, I don't know, more ripe, more green, more harsh. It's lavender, but this one also has tobacco, so it's elegant, clean, and very dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. And so if you like being the most alpha, most dominant person in the room, then you have to wear this. Between the Apex Parfum and the other Apex, I'd go with this one. I mean, I have this one. I love this one. Next one, we've got Musky Rain by Renier. If you like Narcissus, this is the epitome of Narcissus. And by the way, check this spray. This is a fragrance that when you smell it, it smells yellow. Like the Narcissus is just uber yellow. It's like, wow, what's happening? And it's, if I had to say it, just Renier is going to kill me, but if I had to just describe it in 2 words, this would be Narcissus and animalic notes. So elegant, attractive, super dangerous, and this one is going to be bought much more by women than by men. And the aura, the sillage of this is something that is going to grab everyone around you, and they're going to make them fall for you. This is super special. Next one, we've got a fragrance that I love. This is Layton exclusive, and before you ask me, I prefer this one over the original Layton, hands down. And this is a fragrance that is a peculiar combination of notes, because this is a cypriolic kind of base notes. The cypriol is one of the notes that evolves differently on everybody's skin, so this can come out in various different ways, but at the same time it's fruity, It's got the apple, it's got pineapple, it's got some other notes. It's got a lot of spices, and it's got this like darker kind of vibe, which makes you dangerous, different. And of course, everything is covered in oud that just enhances the power and the darkness around you. This is a must. Next one, we've got a fragrance that is so special, and it's so incredibly different. It's called a mano a mano, and this is a leather fragrance like nothing you've ever smelled, because it's leather, honey, and cardamom. But then you've got some minty vibe, but then you've got some honey vibe, you've got a little bit of everything. It's very spicy, very unique. First time you smell it, you think, this is quite peculiar. But the moment you see the reactions of everybody around you, like, who's smelling like this? Who's smelling like this? Then you realize this is incredibly special. For me, mano a mano is a must try at least. Next one of the most addictive, if not the most addictive fragrance of 2023 for me. This one is called Triple T, and it's from the brand Two Summer. It's a Chinese brand. My friend Auran brought it for me. He came from China this summer. And this is a fragrance that is called white tea, black tea, green tea, sandalwood, musk, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a fragrance that you smell it and suddenly it grows in your nose, and it's a fragrance that it really calms you down, makes you feel special, and actually is super elegant, different, and very memorable. For me, memorable is always good, but in this case, I've got a problem with this that is super addictive. I cannot apply it on myself because I'm the whole day smelling myself. I love it. I find it spectacular. Next one, we've got a fragrance that the first 5 minutes I wore this, this one would have never been on my list, but it evolved so special that I had to include it. This is called Cannabis and Tobacco. This is by Label. And the Cannabis and Tobacco is a fragrance that starts with a very pungent cannabis note. It's super intense, very overwhelming. So I was like, not really my cup of tea. Then you've got the tobacco underneath that starts just mixing, and it starts getting better. And after 15 minutes, you feel like this one has a vibe of tea underneath. So the blend plus the tea plus the other magic that Angela Champagne has put into this one is a fragrance that it really is alpha dominant, different. If you smoke or if you have a lot of smoke in your clothes or whatever, this is a very good concealed fragrance that enhances your natural powers, and it makes you feel sexier, and you're going to be very attractive for everyone. This is Cannabis and Tobacco. Next one of the most interesting, incredible fragrances and brands that I know. This is Christelle Jacquemin's fragrance, and this one is called Echoes of Silence. And this is a fragrance that I reviewed last year, but I've been wearing it a lot. And this is a fragrance that is like the elegant energy. It's a fragrance that is like green citric notes, plus mint, plus wood, and it's like you're wearing this and it's a perfect morning fragrance with a hint of darkness that makes you a bit mysterious. And you know, there's nothing more alluring or sexy than mystery. But you're being mysterious while being clean. This is unbelievable. For me, I have a soft spot for citric spicy, and that green citric with a mint, which I'm not a super fan of, but in this fragrance I am. This is a must try. And last but not least, we've got Le Bain Guerpois. This is 1885. It's called Le Bain Sulfureux. This is a sulfuric baths, and it's inspired in a place that has been open since 1885. It's called Le Bain Guerpois, and in 1885 they were actually baths. So people would go there to take baths. It was like high society baths. And this is the inspiration. But this is a fragrance that is amber, incense, rosemary, energetic, like clean, all year round kind of fragrance. It's a fragrance that you're sending a message of elegance. It's very attractive, it's very special, completely unisex, and this is a fragrance just to be memorable everywhere. Again, it's a fragrance that it requires a bit of elegance, but once you wear this, it's going to be a signature scent for winter. For me, it's fantastic. So, having said all this, we've covered a lot of ground today, 20 fragrances, but I have an extra honorable mention, and this is from my products from the Exponential, the fragrance enhancers, and in this case this is the Exponential Animalic Boost, that in winter you can apply this under any fragrance and it's going to enhance the sexual power of any fragrance. No, this is not pheromonic, this is just enhances the sexuality and the impact on everybody around you. First you apply this on your skin, and then if you smell it, you think it's going to be a bit animalic, but once it blends and mixes with any of your fragrances, you're going to see the results and you are going to thank me later. Okay, that was my honorable mention, but if you just want to focus on the top 20, this top 20 fragrances is probably one of the best winter lists that I've ever done, and I do recommend that you all try them out and see for yourselves which ones are for you and which ones are not. In the meantime, yes, my friends, this is the end of the video. I hope that you've liked it. If you have, just give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and I look very much forward to seeing you in next videos of Hueleme Mucho. Talk to you soon. Adiós, adiós.